Also, hallo.
Hallo.
Hi. Wir begrüßen heute unsere Freunde Ceci und Pablo.
Servus.
Hi.
Servus. Ja, ich habe mit Ceci schon ein Projekt gemacht in Ulm. Das ist auch schon wieder 2 Jahre her und wir sind beide immer unterwegs und auf der Suche nach neuen Herausforderungen. Die Ceci wird gleich mehr dazu erzählen. Und der Pablo folgt professionell meiner großen Leidenschaft, nämlich dem Tanz. Und arbeitet aus dem Tanz heraus auch an unfassbar genialen Projekten. Und da wollen wir heute drüber sprechen.
Genau, und eins davon, was wir auch heute als Anlass nehmen, um mit den beiden zu sprechen, ist dieses Projekt hier, Before I Die. Hey Ceci, you've got one as well. Und weil die beiden so viel besser Englisch als Deutsch sprechen, werden wir auch ab jetzt das Interview auf Englisch führen. Das heißt, ich hoffe, ihr seid alle fit. Hi, welcome guys. Let's switch over to English. Cool. Good to have you here.
Thanks for having us.
So you know that Claudia and I are in our new project, which is the LIFEWORK, Realize Yourself. We felt that your project is sort of very much on a similar line, although you're coming from a totally different angle. So yeah, tell us a bit about what you're up to and what brought you to the project and what it's all about.
So Before I Die, this is an idea that we had like after a big holiday. So it's good to have a holiday in order to have like good ideas. This is what we learned last year. The idea is that after this refugee crisis, we wanted to do something with the refugees, and we didn't know like what to do. And at the same time, you had to prepare also like for young choreographers, like a small piece. And we saw the project from, that it's called Before I Die, from an artist from the United States.
Okay.
And we fell in love with it. So the idea of this project is she found like, she wanted people to kind of interact with each other in the street. And she thought that why not through like a community wall where she just like painted with the blackboard and placed some chalk and wrote Before I Die. And she wanted the people to share their most deep desires with this project. And we thought it was really interesting project. And from this was the starting point. And we wanted to link it with the refugee story. And we thought that the refugees also, we feel quite connected with them because finally we all share this common ground. That is, they have desires of like in life and we have ours. And finally we are the same just because we are human and we have desires. Like,
wow, interesting. So when did you start this project?
It's been almost, we started around September 2015 and the performance will take place in end of July. 2016, and so it's been a gradual process that we've slowly approached different people, communities, different organizations to see how people want to collaborate or not, and we've done a crowdfunding project and that's went really well, and so now we're at the stage where we've found a group of refugees who are really enthusiastic and understand what we're trying to achieve. And they will participate in the performance that will take place.
And now now we're making workshops with them. So it's different type of workshops. It's dance, it's theater, it's music, and specific drums and sing like voice recordings. And all this we've done so far like 23 workshops and already some rehearsals for the performance. So this is quite a long process, but it's really exciting.
And the main objective is that we simply get inspired from each other. And obviously it's a big shift to come from Syria, Afghanistan to Germany, Ulm. And so what we're simply joining people in a way, whether it's dancers, choreographers, musicians, artists, designers here in Ulm with people from Syria and Afghanistan, and it's great because they're giving us ideas. We're also inspiring them to participate, and everyone can do a little bit to support this situation, and it's kind of a way that we integrate with each other in that sense.
Pablo, so far as I know you, I was very impressed because it should be clear that you are a professional dancer and you jump high above the ground. And I saw you on stage, of course, and I saw you working with people who are not professional dancers. And this was almost more, then I was almost more impressed because you really find a body language or language or attitude, whatever, to bring the people to dance, that they dance. And you are, I don't know how to say, you are so professional that you can work with people who are not dancers. And
amazing.
This is really something I was totally, wow, totally shocked almost. Because
I mean, it's new territory for me too. I mean, I've never done this sort of thing either. But you kind of, everyone moves in a certain way. And if you give them an idea or a certain technique or thought, then the body speaks for itself. Sure, they may not have the same range of possibilities, but everyone can dance and or express themselves through movement in some way. And so it's slowly creating that sense of trust between one another, that I can show them something, they can follow and lead, and then slowly you give them space to express it how they feel is natural. And with people that have never professionally or have certain technique, then it's kind of liberating because you kind of have to take it in a new way, and you kind of you're not so thoughtful about it. You kind of just, it's more natural even than maybe doing it in the studio.
Yeah.
But it's a good challenge, and I asked them what's the hardest thing about this project, and I thought it might be like the time or certain things. They say obviously it hurts. They have pain in their body because they're moving ways and then they're not used to, but they're young and strong, and so it's a good way to challenge them physically, not just mentally.
So obviously with the project being called Before I Die, what's changed for you guys with respect to how you think about life, how you feel about life, how you know, I mean, these people are people who have just escaped death, some of them, yeah, they've just, you know, just only survived. And Ceci, you were saying earlier that it's quite intense, you know, it's intense to look at the work and to edit it and just to realize what's happening. So I'd be interested to hear, you know, what's happening inside you guys. I mean, has your outlook on life changed somehow through the work with people?
So for sure, like every single experience with them touches us, and we're after like every workshop or every gathering with them, we have a silent day, no, where we have to really absorb all that information. Sometimes it's so the first thing was like they were super positive, ultra positive. I never seen such like committed and positive people, and we were like wondering why, and we thought it was just culture kind of thing. But then I understood that it's because they believe that this is a very big chance to do something that they really thought they were going to die. Some of them even feel they're already dead because their families are dead, so they cannot suddenly like confront like something new, and they cannot think forward. So this was one of the first things, and it was for sure super positive, and this influenced us. So I'm much more positive since I see them so positive, because I don't have like why should I be negative sometimes if I don't have like that kind of. No? And then, another thing could be, I don't know.
Especially for me, I mean, you know, you read it on the app, you read it on the news, refugees arriving to Germany, and you see them on the streets. But there's a big difference between reading, hearing it, and then slowly getting to know them, you know. And I realized, to be honest, I never knew any refugee before I did this project, you know. And then slowly, there's a huge barrier between us. Not barrier, but there was just that distance, and that distance was really big. And naturally, for the majority of the population, it is very big, this distance. But I just appreciate to see that distance slowly closing in and becoming much more personal. And that's what I've just appreciate it, because maybe some people are scared or just don't have the time, or it's not a priority. That's normal. But I never thought years ago that it would be a priority, but now it's a pleasure and a privilege to create that, to close that distance, and it's quite humbling.
And then it also has its other side, that is now we're closing this distance, and we are really knowing what happened and all their stories, and it's really impressive, like how they can be so positive, like having lived so many like crazy things.
And we're lucky there are people here in Ulm or in Germany that are supporting us to close this distance in some way, even if it's with only 10 refugees or 20 refugees. It's a little step, in my opinion, in the right direction, that it has to be done, even in the short term or the long term, and little by little, those steps are being taken.
So are you cooperating with other people as well?
Yeah, it's quite a big project, and we also have our normal jobs, so you have to, it's been wonderful. I mean, we couldn't do it without the help of all our supporters that have just come along the road.
So we started first of all with Menschlichkeit, because we didn't know how to connect with the refugees.
With who?
So it's called Menschlichkeit.
Menschlichkeit.
That's an organization, is it?
Yeah, it's a new organization that was born like last year, I think, beginning of last year.
Yep.
And it was born like after this like last crisis. And because before I knew them, I tried to go to the refugee centers, and it's quite restricted, so I couldn't. And I tried to approach to the people in the street, and it was not easy. So finally, we contacted the right people.
Okay.
And thanks to them, we are able to kind of do this. And then for sure, we needed for all these workshops and rehearsals, we needed a place. And first of all, we approached the theater. We had the first rehearsal there, but there was some issues. It's not easy, like for an institutions to leave their spaces. And we had to contact with different people, and finally Volkshochschule, amazing. Everything we ask, they give us like double.
Wow.
So
Die Volkshochschule, okay.
Big
Yeah.
For the Volkshochschule, yeah.
Yeah.
That's one.
And then for sure, like after making the crowdfunding campaign, that support was like really important for us, because we understood that people want to have this project done. So it's not only us that we really feel this is important, it's also the public that is really like they want to support us. In fact, we will make a new crowdfunding campaign, because there's a lot of people that still want to support us, and the crowdfunding campaign has finished. So what can we do?
That was a success, yeah? The crowdfunding campaign that you did, the first one, that
yeah.
Yeah, cool, good, excellent.
Yeah, we managed to raise around 3,300 euros.
Fantastic. Cool.
Yes.
And, we still have certain costs we need to cover. Unfortunately, we can't do it all for free, but we're slowly, I mean, when you talk to people about this, they're usually like, oh, yeah, that's very sweet, that's nice and ambitious, your idea, that's kind of hunky-dory waveland people. And then after now, we've got a bit more momentum, and then people start to take it a bit more seriously. So that helps.
And Pablo, I'm interested, and Ceci, of course, I'm interested. How is it for the refugees? What do you think? You can feel it, of course, in the rehearsals. How do they deal with the death now from family? Can you feel this? Is this a part of the dancing, of the movement now, or How
I mean, sometimes you can see one or two of the group might have a down day, you know, that might be just, you know, that sometimes it all just falls on top of you and it's a bit too much. But we still manage to encourage them, and they really help within their group. They really help each other a lot, and that's really charismatic between all of them. So that's quite inspiring. But there are some people which aren't prepared to express themselves either, or there are other people that want to express themselves so much that they don't know what to say. So it's kind of slowly a balance of how to absorb them and create something together. That answer.
And there's sure. And there's something also that, what they told us in the last rehearsal, that now they have an aim, because in the beginning, like they had the aim of coming here. Now they arrived, and what? They feel it's quite like long, the process of learning the language, then like trying to find a job, la 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 la. So they need a much nearer aim. So for them, the performance is a very important aim.
Sure.
And the learning process. Today they thought there was a rehearsal, and they text me like, "Hey, we want to rehearse today." And it was, "No, there's no rehearsal on Monday." And they were like, "No, but I want to rehearse today."
That's amazing.
So they have to have to rehearse on their own.
Yeah.
Is this you said before, you already had 23 rehearsals already?
20 workshops, 23. And now we went to workshops, and now we've got specific rehearsals on the material. So the first workshops were just to like spread and connect with people and share, and now we're going to more specific choreography for the performance.
This is a lot. Wow. Whoa.
And it's great. I mean, we took refugees to the international school here in Ulm, and we did workshops together between the international students, and that was quite a contrast. You know, you'd have
you have to tell us when your next workshop is. We'll join in. I'd love to join in.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I see all your videos, and I always think, wow, it's such a nice atmosphere. It's just feels really good. Feels really authentic.
So Sunday we have a theater one.
Well, this is really good. Yeah,
it's a little bit crowded, but Monday we have the next movement one.
Okay.
And I guess that you will connect quite well with that one, so in case you want to come.
So what time is it?
I think it's like 8.
8.
Because they have...
In the evening.
No, in the evening.
Okay. That's okay.
From 8 till 10, 11, something like that.
Okay, I'll check my diary. Our diary is, really stacked. So, yeah, I'd love to. There's not that many women or girls in the group, though, is there? I noticed it's mainly blokes. Why is that?
Yeah, one reason was that when we were starting to connect with other people, and we were calling them to the different workshops, there was like most of the places are really, really big, and when there's like one ill person, they close all the building. So there was 2 children with, how is it,
measles or spots, I think.
Yeah,
and they'd never been affected by this, in Syria. So
all the building,
the whole community got infected by it.
Oh.
This was a group of people that were from women and children.
Wow.
And so they made like a no-go quarantine for 1 month. Wow. And that was specifically when we were trying to connect to people. So there's still an opportunity to connect with these people, but it hasn't. No, it still has to come.
But it's not a culture problem that women are not in the group. No.
It is slightly. You could argue. I mean, maybe they would not feel so comfortable with me being a man to show them certain dance movements. So that could be easily overcome with a female choreographer, and simply that could be the thing. But there are some cultural things that we should consider when doing the project and performances. Yeah.
But right now, like the information that I have, when because I'm in contact with a lot of organizations, and they tell me about this woman, and there's like this women, and there's young women that they could join to all these things, and they're really happy. There's not that many, but there's a lot of families that came, and when they come with their husbands, they have so while the husband is going to German classes and try to look for a job and everything, the woman has to cook, and so prepare their children to go to school. So because there's they came from different parts, so Syrians, there's all type of free Syrians, all type of
social classes.
Yeah, and the ones that came, the families that came to Ulm from Syria are a little bit more humble and from a certain area, so they are a little bit more traditional. So there's not that many in Ulm, there's not that many women that will be able to come. So that's why it's one of the reasons why it's not that easy, but we will manage. We're still trying.
Yeah, so Pablo, you said that the performance or the end product of all the work that you're doing now is going to take place in July. What exactly is going to actually happen?
So the Stadthaus have been generous enough to give us the saal and the whole Stadthaus itself to do a sort of multidisciplinary installation, and that will consist. It will probably be around 90 minutes. And it will consist of dancing, music, a bit of live music, projections, and inspired by the connection that we've made over the time between the refugees and the artists living here in Ulm. So yeah, I won't say too much. You have to come and see the show, but yeah, we will. It's not like a typical performance where you sit down and watch and then you walk out of the theatre, and that. But it's lovely to be able to do it right in the city, in the heart of Ulm, and yeah, it's going to be a bit of an adventure, that's for sure.
Cool, very good. Sounds excellent.
That's
really
great.
Looking forward to that.
Yes.
What's in the pipeline? I mean, what's going to happen after that?
After that,
yeah. We never know.
A little break, maybe. I don't know. We'll measure the reception of how it's received, of course, and. People have asked me that a few times. I know you could repeat it or do a new version, but let's see. We want to, because the main aim of this project is to raise funds. Because every ticket that you guys buy, all of 100% of it will go directly to Menschlichkeit. So there's no profit being made by anyone really. Costs we need to pay for. We are gathering for people who are supporting the project. And so whenever someone comes to see the performance, they know that all of it we're going to Menschlichkeit here in Ulm to support future projects with refugees.
Great.
Beautiful.
So we should sign up.
We can sign up.
Okay, go for it. So what's going to be what are you going to do before you die?
Before I die, I want to live.
Before I die, I want to live.
Before I die, I want to dance. That's for sure. But
yeah.
I never tried it with the T-shirt.
You should make sure that the pen has got ink in it because it's brand new and it usually takes a few seconds to get the ink to come to the tip.
I have to lie on the floor, do I?
Take care, like how you think.
I make it very simple because a graphic designer is always working.
Yeah, go on.
Ah.
Wow.
Yes.
Oh no, you're joking.
Yes.
So cool.
So romantic.
Before I die, make love, or what is it?
You can't think about it. It's your T-shirt. Yes.
This is it. Oh,
No, it's your turn.
Love it. It's so cool.
What am I going to do before I die?
No, I want mine painted.
We'll do this in the next episode.
Give me things I need to do now. Give me time.
Before I die, I mustn't touch this.
No.
It's top quality. Yes,
All made in Germany. I want to realize what?
Yeah.
Oh,
wow,
you're getting
spot now.
Don't laugh.
The power of the boobies.
Yeah.
To realize
Myself.
With you now, you have to.
With you, yeah.
Yes.
Exactly.
With them.
Wow, big challenge also.
Love it. You have to send us a photo.
Yes, we will. Yeah, of course we will.
We'll do the photos,
Yeah, we'll do that.
Awesome.
You know, you guys, we love you. I love you, of course.
Much love to you too, guys. It's really important to have guys that you that support, and it really helps just to push it forward. And Yeah.
For me, it's really, I have to make a new t-shirt, because this is living, that people who are around me are always open, and not only open, especially Ceci is doing the work since I know her, and I'm sure the years before, being open and connect people. This is so amazing. And yeah, otherwise you are deaf. You are on earth, but you are deaf. This is
connecting.
So thank you.
Just and the way to connect is just believing in the human being and believing in the person you have in front.
Or giving them a chance, even if you let down. Don't let people. Don't stop giving them a chance. You know, it's easy to say if someone lets you down, then you close up and you won't let anyone else have a chance. But keep giving them a chance.
Yes.
And then you grow so much when you're open and people are open and you connect. It's amazing, right?
Yes. It's really amazing.
Guys, we love you too.
Thank you.
Awesome.
So
Thank you for having us.
Yeah.
Yes, great.
See you.
Like you can just walk in, you'll hear us, or there's one of the studios there. But if you contact Ceci beforehand, she'll give you more detail.
Excellent.
Great.
Good stuff. Thank you. Okay, guys, we'll see you then.
Pleasure. Big hug.
Big hug.
Take care. Ciao.